Ladies and gentlemen, we were scheduled to have Cheryl and Lee. I don't know why she hasn't called in, but we have a few more minutes here with Geraldine. Geraldine, how do people get your book named Redemption?
Redemption, it is available on Amazon.com. I also have it under Wix.com, Gerald G. Hughes, MCM.wix.com/redemption. And the book is available for anyone that would like to read it, but we're working on making it into a movie. We've been trying to get this book, the hardest part about making a movie is getting the budget, and we believe we're very close to having the budget met. We just want, now that Michael is no longer with us, no one could have in a million years would have ever fathomed that we would have lost such a beautiful person, and so soon. I just think it's just such a dishonor for people to still think that allegation that was falsely put against him in 93, there's still people that still have, their opinions about it. And I really do believe with all my heart that when you finish, if you read the book, if you have any questions about whether Michael was the perpetrator or the victim, you literally get a clear understanding that he was, and because it's telling the story that has never been told about the extortion scheme. They could not prove that he was a child molester because he was not. But no one ever really, other than Mary Fisher's article that she released, my book is really, it's really telling what really happened as it relates to the extortion scheme. And that's the untold story, but that's the story that's telling the truth. And we just want the truth to go all over the world, just like the lie did. The lie just ran rampant all over the world, and people believed it. He was never even charged in 93. And so we want people to see what really happened to Michael that started that whole false allegation in 1993. So a lot of people, it's going to take about a year for us to get the movie made. But so for those that would like to read the book, it is available on Amazon, and it's also available GHughesMCM.wix.com, and I'll give you an autographed copy if you order it online. But once you read the book, it's going to put a lot of things. You're going to read stuff that you've never known because only someone from the inside. One of the facts that I have in the book is everybody, when I was doing my book signing going all over the country doing my book signing, the number one question that people were asking me was, well, if he was innocent, why did he pay the $20 million settlement? But what the people don't know is that Michael Jackson never paid that settlement. His insurance company paid that settlement. Not one dime of that $20 million came out of Michael's pocket.
That is a very interesting point that a lot of people don't know.
Right.
And that must be clear. And another thing, which I found very interesting, that he said that I believe Michael was circumcised and the accuser was wrong. Is that true?
He was wrong. That's absolutely true. That's why they did that body search on him, that very humiliating. Michael did not have to subject himself to that. He did it just for one reason. He wanted to prove to the world that he was innocent, but the boy was wrong. And then, they never, everybody thought just because there was the settlement where money was paid, but, that was a civil lawsuit. That had nothing to do with him criminally. If they had enough evidence against Michael to have charged him criminally, that civil lawsuit would not have stopped a criminal allegation. Because that, it's just like, and then that's another thing, too, that I point out in the book is that they really did they breached his constitutional right by allowing the father to go forward with that civil lawsuit, and they had not concluded the criminal investigation. That's never done. You always have to conclude the criminal part before you come after someone civilly, and they allowed Chandler to move forward with that civil lawsuit, and the criminal investigation was still pending. And that was constitutionally unheard of.
That is so bad, and it's people like you and others that make a difference. And I think you said this on my show last time. What child molester waits 10 years to get his next quote-unquote victim? I mean, child molesters are like heroin addicts. They can't stop. From what I read, at least. They cannot stop themselves. That's why they're all jailed up. And you are here to set the record straight, and wherever you speak, that Michael would never harm a child.
Right.
I have that right.
He loved children, and he said it himself. He said, I'd rather slit my wrist before I would ever harm a child. And he was he was so sincere when he said that.
Yes, he was. But Martin Bashir did a terrible job of editing out that documentary, you remember, and making Michael look horrible.
Oh, yeah.
He did such a terrible job.
But, I will say this, and I tell this to all the fans, that even when he was going through the trial, I said, Michael had a beautiful heart, and he did have a love for God in his life. And I said, God didn't fail him. He gave him, there was a reason why I was sitting in that law firm, and I was able to be an eyewitness. He was being protected all along. God gave Michael Jackson a witness, and that's something none of his accusers ever had.
Well, Geraldine, thank you so much. I encourage people to get the book. I have seen the book. It's an excellent book. And if you have any doubts about 93, I advise you to check out Geraldine's Redemption. And, of course, you could reach Geraldine Hughes on Facebook, right?
Right,
your
absolutely.
Name?
Yes, Geraldine Hughes, right.
Well, thank you so much on this beautiful birthday, and we appreciate you coming on.
And I thank you too. You do such a wonderful job. I know this is the third interview that you've done, and I just thank you for just caring enough about Michael to do such a wonderful interview, setting the record straight with all the people who not heard of Michael but actually knew him and can bring out true facts about him. So thank you.
I try, yeah, because there's so many people that bash him. We got to get the other story in, you know what I mean? So that's my feelings about that. So I feel he was crucified, and that's why I bring on people like yourself to set the record straight. Thank you so much, Geraldine Hughes.
Check
out her book. Okay. But let me play Nicole and Scotty, Billie Jean.
She was more like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't matter what do you mean. I am the one who would dance on the floor year round. She says I am the one who would dance on the floor year round. She told me her name was Billie Jean, and she caused the same. With every hair to her eyes and drink. schemes and plans, 'cause it ain't so long around. So take my strong advice, just remember to always think twice. To think twice. She told my baby the taste of freedom that she looked at me and showed a photo of the baby crying. His eyes were like my own, 'cause we danced on the floor in the ground. People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. Ooh, she came and stood right by me with the smell of sweet perfume. This happened much too soon. She called me to her room and Billie Jean is not my lover. She's just a girl who claims that I am the one. But the kid's not my son. She says I am the one. But the kid's not my son. So Billie Jean is not my lover. Billie Jean is not mine. She's just a girl. Billie Jean is not my lover.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to introduce Nicole and Scotty for a couple minutes, but we want to remind you, Tom Mesereau, midnight here on the East on the other link, so you're going to have to switch links. We are going to get disconnected in a few minutes. Remember, this is a non-profit show. Any donations, please send to kingjordanmedia.com. We do this for free. We want to keep up these positive shows. Anything you could give, we would definitely appreciate it. Let's bring in Nicole and Scotty. Good evening, Nicole, and good evening, Scotty. How are you?
Hi, Jordan.
Hi, Jordan.
Nice to talk with you again. Thanks for having us on.
It's always fun.
Absolutely. We got a couple of minutes because we have to wrap up at 1:45. But tell us about that song, Billie Jean, and it had a different beat than the usual one. What was that? Yeah, tell us about that.
Well, Billie Jean was the first song that Scotty and I ever heard of Michael's when we were really little, and it kind of started up our love for him and, you know, digging into his entire repertoire of music. That song kind of started it all for us. So we were thinking of covering it, and we wanted to do it in a special way, and we were looking to see if anybody had ever kind of taken a different approach to it, like a country or Americana kind of a way, because that's the kind of music Scotty and I write. And we came across a cover by the Civil Wars who reimagined Billie Jean as kind of like an old, slow, maybe like even jazzy version of the song. And Scotty and I fell in love with it, and we kind of put our own touches on it and rewrote it a bit for our own use. And, we performed it live, and people really enjoyed it. People were even asking us if we had it on a CD, but we didn't because it was a live cover. But it was really fun, and it's always been our favorite from Michael, other than, you know, the big ones like Earth Song and Heal the World.
Okay, real quick, how could people purchase your CD? Why don't you tell the audience before we check out until link number 2?
For sure. If you go on iTunes and you type in Nicole and Scotty Uncharted Waters, you can buy our whole album for, I believe, $2 or so. Each song is 99 cents, and there are 3 songs. I can't do math very well. And if you Google Nicole and Scotty, you'll find our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and like us on Facebook as well.
Okay, and thank you so much for joining us. We will speak to you probably soon, and we just have to end this link to get into the next link. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us. It's always an honor to be on the show. You guys do an amazing job.
Thank you, and thank you, Scotty.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you, guys. Okay, so here's the information, folks. Here on the East, or 9 p.m. on the West, you're going to go to the other link, Tom Mesereau, followed by Ola Ray, will be on that link. So I'm going to close this down, and at midnight, go to link number 2, or you could go right after I close this down and hold on. Tom Mesereau will be on, taking your question, answering it, followed by Ola Ray. So we're going to get disconnected from this link, and you're going to be on the next link. So we will see you on link number 2. We'll speak to you soon, right in about 13, 14 minutes or so.